Good evening, everyone. I am Ankita Sherkane, a psychologist, member of Asha Ekho, and also working with Neurogen Brain and Spine Institute. Today I welcome you all to today's webinar, Care for Caregivers of MND and ALS Patients. So when we first hear the term caregiver, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Caregiver is the one who helps in taking care of ourselves when others need help in taking care of themselves. So the caregiver is the one who is assisting them in taking care of themselves. So a caregiver could be for an elderly person with chronic illness, or it could be for a child with a disability. So I'll give you a brief about what our today's webinar would be on. It would be on different types. It would include different types of caregivers, what one can do when one experiences negative emotions, starting from frustration, anger, or guilt, how to take time for ourselves, and all these topics we are going to discuss in today's webinar. So let's discuss about what are the different types of caregivers we see. Firstly is a family caregiver. What I mean, just the name, as the name suggests, a family caregiver is the one from an immediate family member. It could be a parent, it could be a spouse, it could be any family member with whom the person shares very significant relationships. So what is the role of the family caregiver? The family caregiver basically helps you book doctor's appointment, go to the doctor, check on all the medical care and everything. Next comes the volunteer caregiver. Volunteer caregiver is the one who provides all the care, helps them in household tasks and everything, and without any monetary gains. The basic aim of voluntary caregiver is firstly to provide companionship, to provide supervision, and taking care of themselves. Thirdly, there is also one called as professional caregiver. What a professional caregiver is, a professional caregiver is the one who helps them in taking care of medical as well as medical care. The aim of the professional caregiver is to help them lead an independent life as possible. So being a caregiver is not an easy job, and it comes with its own responsibilities and expectations. When we are going through all these responsibilities and all, it's very important to how to deal when one goes through all these negative emotions. It could be frustration, it could be guilt, it could be any number of negative emotions. Firstly, let's normalize that it's okay to experience negative emotions. There is no one who won't experience any negative emotion. Acceptance is the key. Let's accept whatever negative emotions we are going through. Once we accept, we can find out interventions working towards it. Now, what one can do when one experiences negative emotions? Firstly, let's seek support. What I mean by seeking support is, let's go for peer community support. So community support can be anyone where you feel a safe platform, where you feel you can share your interest, be it joining a book club, or it could be anything where you share your interest or where you share a faith in any particular community. Secondly would be um, joining online support groups. There are n number of support groups. You can find it either online or you can find it in person. So what is the role of the support group is, firstly, when we join the support groups, we understand that we are not the only one who is going through all this challenges, who is going through all these difficult times, who is going through all these roller coaster moments. So when we join support groups, we understand that there is that difficulties, whatever we are facing, it's all shared, and and it also creates a platform. If we can express ourselves, when we talk to them, we gain an insight what we can work towards them. Also, what one can these are the two ways where we can get support. Also, thirdly, it's from seeking professional support. It's very important seeking professional support. So when it's not like when a person with mental illness, only then we have to seek professional support. Any person who is facing challenges, who is facing stresses in everyday life, can seek professional support. A therapist is the one who helps you create a platform a safe space where you can express yourself. If you are facing any concerns, you can express yourself, you can process your anger, you can share all your negative emotions and all. And when you share all these negative emotions, you also gain an insight about your problems. So it's always a good thing if we seek professional support if we are undergoing any stresses that interferes with our daily lives. Thirdly is I'm extremely sorry, there was some network issues. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so where I was talking about what where we can seek professional support, can seek community support, and all the support if we are facing with any challenges in life. Nextly, being like I said, being a caregiver is not an easy job and it comes with its own challenges. So when you are going through all these challenges, it's always a good thing if you are one of a family caregiver. It's nice if all the distribution, if all the responsibilities are not just managed by one single person, but it is good if all the responsibilities are shared among each of the family members. So all the burden, so it's not just the burden that is shared by one person, but the burden is shared with all, so that only not the one person feels stressed out. Okay. So whenever you feel there are thoughts, there are recurrent thoughts, there are negative thoughts and all, we have to first identify our thoughts. What thoughts will be the problematic ones? Are the thoughts interfering with our daily lives? If yes, then we definitely should seek professional support. Now, when we are taking care of the people around, when we are taking care of them, it sometimes we become very uncertain what things to do next. What are the we sometimes become overwhelmed with we have all the negative emotions. So how to have so when we are with all those negative emotions, firstly I would request you, let's take a deep breath and focus upon the moment. Let's take each day, one day at a time, and focus on the current day rather than worrying too much about future. When we worry too much about the future, the present time is lost. So let's take one day at a time and focus upon the current and focus upon our current day. It's also being a caregiver also means that you should also take care. Firstly, it's very important that you should take care of yourself. Once you are healthy, once you are mentally fit, you can look after other people, right? So it's important. So how can we take care of ourselves? So there are a number of ways to take care of ourselves. Firstly, what we can do is doing something which you like. It could be a painting, it could be a form of art, it could be a number of ways in which you feel relaxed. We can do mandala painting, which is a form of painting where it basically is used as a relaxation technique. Also, one we can do is we can do meditation. It is one of the forms of, like we all are common with how meditation has its effect, and research studies has also proved that how meditation has positive effects on mental health. We can do meditation, we can also do journaling. When sometimes it becomes difficult sharing negative emotions with others. So when you feel those negative emotions, you find it difficult sharing with others, it's always a good thing if you can note down all those negative emotions on a piece of paper. Write about all your thoughts out, write about all whatever the negative emotions you are feeling, and write it on a piece of paper. And then, once you have written all these things, you can either crumple the paper and put it in the dustbin, or you can directly tear the paper. What it has, what effect is it has is like you are expressing all those negative emotions on the piece of paper, and once you express all this, you feel a bit lighter. So let's try with this taking technique. Another technique which I will be discussing upon is Jacobson's progressive muscle relaxation technique. It is also called as JPMR. What this technique focuses upon mainly is to focus upon each and every muscle of our body, starting from our toes, ending to our head. So we have to focus on each of the muscle, and then we have to close our eyes, lie down on a flat surface, focus on each and every muscle and ask us to relax. Just to say relax, and you really feel better, you feel lighter after doing this. Or we can also do what we can also do is visual imagery. What I mean by visual imagery is he just imagining a place where you feel a place you always wanted to go, or a place where you have already visited, and something you find it very soothing, be it a beach, be it any place that you find it's more soothing. So what you can do is just close your eyes, think about you being in that place, and what are things you will be doing it. So when we try with all these relaxation techniques, we experience the stressors which we experience will go lower. Okay. Another thing which is one of the common things for relaxation is a grounding technique, which is called as 5 4 3 2 1. Like five things which we can see, 4 things which we can smell, 3 things which we can hear, 2 things which we can smell, and 1 thing which we can taste. So so what the aim of the grounding technique is that we are too much preoccupied with our thoughts that we don't focus upon the moment, the current present moment at the time. So with the help of the grounding techniques, like if I see now, if I'm stressed out, so what the grounding technique would be, I will look around and see 5 things around me. So I could see a PC, I could see a bag, I could see a phone, could see all number of things. So that brings me down to the present moment. That is the major aim of the grounding technique. So when we try all these things for ourselves, we can also do like I said, we can do journaling, we can do relaxation techniques, we can do deep breathing exercises, we can do exercises. Yeah, exercises as you correctly hear. Exercise, what is the aim of exercises is exercises reduce stress levels. The cortisol levels which we say that gets reduced when we exercise. So whenever a person is stressed or whenever a person experiences negative emotions, it's always guided that we exercise. Yes. So being a caregiver, like I said, it's not an easy job, and the caregiver also, if you're someone from the immediate family member, you will be experiencing a range of emotions. There are stages where you might grieve about the person's problem, like like how the person got. If the person is like we are talking about caregivers for MND and ALS patients. So being a family member of those patients, I mean, is not an easy job. It comes with its own responsibilities. So when we firstly understand about the diagnosis, we experience a range of emotions. We can experience as grief, we can experience any negative emotions. So when we are experiencing grief, there are 5 stages of grief which a person goes through. Firstly, it's called as firstly is denial, that why the person is diagnosed with the illness. We go through the denial phase. Moving to acceptance is not an easy job. It comes with 5 stages of grief. So first is denial, like I said. Then is then is the person with bargaining. What I mean by bargaining is you basically are asking God why the person is having that illness. It's sort of like bargaining with God why me, or why one of my family members. Then you go through anger, frustrations. So sometimes frustration leads to anger. you get angry or at yourself, you feel at times you feel guilty, then later on the person experience what we call as acceptance. Being coming to the stage of acceptance is not an easy job. So whenever a person experience, like whenever a person is diagnosed with an illness, the first common emotion as which we see is denial. So moving towards acceptance is not an easy phase at all. It all goes through all the 5 stages as we discussed. So I will just brief about all the today's. Like I will just sum up all what things we spoke about. Like we discussed about this different types of caregivers and what their major role is. We discussed about if we are experiencing all those negative emotions, what one can what one can do, like joining community support or joining any support groups. Thirdly, we also talked about how taking time for yourself, the being in the moment helps. So with all these things, I feel we can work upon, and let's focus upon that. Keep it's that if you are fit, you can take care of them. Okay, so let's. Uh, so I wish you all the best, and I thank Dr. Himani ma'am for giving me an opportunity to present this webinar. Thank you everyone for helping me in this. Thank you, Sneha ma'am. Thank you so much. If you have any queries, you can directly contact on the mail ashaehope@gmail.com. Thank you so much.